Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the Porch 321. We're here again with another topic that we wanted to discuss with you. I'm here with my friends and colleagues, Sylvia Four. I'm Sherry Darmanine,
Linda Hollington.
and Linda's going to start us off today. Right, Linda? Go ahead.
Yeah. We're talking about medical bills and how they mount up on people, because there's millions of people that have medical bills. And I found out this isn't something new, but I read this. Was September 21st. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau put out a release of making some changes on how that's recorded as a credit,
Right.
and how the banks are going to be using it. Now, this is a proposal that hasn't gone through yet. They haven't released a final on this.
So it's not set in stone.
Right.
Right, but what a difference it would make for so many people. And I guess the reason for this is they really have no predictive value on credit. I mean,
Well-
it doesn't give you, like if you're looking at people that don't pay their bills,
Right.
then you can predict they might not pay you.
Right.
But because they can't afford to pay off $1 million medical bill, is not.
It's not. Yeah, it's not something that's indicative of a credit score per se. So, and just because somebody doesn't pay off their medical bill or pay it, immediately, that doesn't mean that they can't afford to pay their normal bills. And again, there's so many issues which we talked about earlier that with the billing process, the medical billing process has a tendency to need to catch up between the doctor and your insurance and the people inputting the information or coding. So by the time all of this gets done, there's that constant crossover. So I think that although it may look as though some medical is delinquent, it really may not be. So it's really not a very positive or accurate indicator of ability to pay or willingness to pay.
So it's going to help. How, Linda?
Well, and 20% of Americans are showing huge debt.
In medical,
Right.
in medical, 20%. Wow.
And I know that in the past, certain lenders, when we were doing mortgages back in the day, they would not use the medical as part of the debt to income ratio or their calculations as far as willingness to pay and underwriting, because of the fact that the medical bills and what's on the credit report were not necessarily very accurate based upon that constant, crossover between insurance and the doctor's office
And the coder.
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So, and that's really the way it should be, in my opinion.
So this is good news.
It is good news. It's
Because
very good
because
news.
they're going to remove those bills from their credit reporting. That's number one they're going to do. And
Well, it sounds like it'll be a standard thing. Is
Right,
what you're
it'll be a
saying.
standard
And
thing.
it's not set in stone, but with you, in your experience, they had already started not doing it.
certain lenders,
Yeah,
yeah.
certain ones. So
yeah,
good.
decided to do that. Plus, it's going to stop creditors from relying on that.
Good.
Yeah, as any kind of information. And the third thing is, it's going to stop the collection processes that coerce people and scare people and those type of things too.
And that's the biggest.
Because they can say, your
Problem.
credit score is going to be, you won't be able to buy anything, you
Right.
need to pay off this bill. That's coercion.
Right.
So it's gonna stop.
And it's
some of
cruel.
And it's
It's
very
cruel.
cruel. And like what Sylvia was probably getting ready to say is that most of the people that have these huge medical debts are the older people or the elderly. And, tactics in order to get people to pay bills, in my opinion, is not right.
No.
I've been a collector before, and threatening people is not what you do. There's various reasons why some people have not been able to pay. When it comes to some families, whether it's prescription drugs or do you pay this copay or this medical bill? Is it, food, or do you pay this medical bill? So, sometimes there's reasons behind it as
Right.
well.
And the Bureau also had public hearing on this, and they were talking about the poor medical billing practices that are
Yes.
out there too. You talked about some of them because they're crossing over each other and sometimes not getting applied credit. The credit's getting applied accurately. And, from each insurance and from the payee, they're not getting applied correctly. And then the balance is showing up when, if you go back through those bills, you're gonna find out something.
And I've
different.
seen that myself
Yeah.
as well, where, the bill had been paid, but all of a sudden a bill came out from the doctor's office when the insurance company had already paid the bill, but it crossed over in the
Right.
mail or in the process.
So you
that-
get another bill.
Yeah, and then you get another bill. So then you could wind up double paying, which is why it's important to ask your doctor for a statement. Ask them for a printout of what bills you've paid. And therefore you can compare them to what the insurance has paid, so that you don't double pay on a bill, because,
As you said,
yeah,
getting the money
back is gonna be,
Difficult,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're
understood.
not gonna spend the time looking for it.
Right.
One. But the good news is this is good for your credit scores.
Yeah.
This will be a lot of help to a lot of folks with the credit scores, no matter where they go, because it'll be across the board
right.
if this passes.
And that's the biggest thing, is making it a standard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
When will that be?
it's a proposal right now, so it's got a whiles to go.
All right,
It was a good news to hear.
when we need good news.
That's right.
That's
We could
right.
use some-
And speaking of good news, watch us and like us on YouTube, right? We have a.
We want
YouTube
you to
channel.
subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook. And if you're ever looking for a pick-me-up of some information, whether it's real estate or life in general, look us up on YouTube on The Porch,
Or
321.
refer us to friends that are looking to buy or sell.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
now.
Bye.